Hello, beautiful people. So for today's class, I'm going to talk to you guys about freestyling. And some of you guys asked me in my live Zoom class to teach more classes about how to become more creative with your movement. Whether it's freestyling, choreography. So I'm going to tap into that today, specifically about freestyling, and in my live Zoom class we're going to go into that a little bit more and talk about choreographing. So I took a couple notes here, some key points that I wanted to make for you guys today. So freestyling to me in dance is tapping into instantaneous creativity. So that definition can be applied to all forms of freestyling, right? So instantaneous, so it's right there in the moment, you don't have anything planned, it's instantaneous, spur of the moment. And pair that with your own creativity. So freestyling to a lot of people is kind of intimidating, or really intimidating, because you don't have any backup plan really. You are your own backup plan. You're creating your movement right there on the spot. You don't have your muscle memory to rely on with a certain pattern of movement or a routine. Now, everything we do in life is based off of memories that we have or various outside influences. So with dance, it's the same thing. So even though you're coming up with something on the spot, chances are it's going to be something that's similar to some type of movement you've learned before, some type of technique or style of dance you've learned before. And that's fine. That's what makes dance so beautiful. It's a collection of muscle memory over time from different cultures and different societies and age groups and genres of music and all of these things combined. So I wanted to talk about some key points of what makes freestyle what it is and what will help you to free your mind to be able to freestyle. Because this is something that every dancer struggles with at some point, one way or another, even if they're mainly a freestyle dancer. All of these points that I mentioned, we all struggle with this at some point. So one of the points that I have here is being present, living in the moment. To me, this is one of the most important things you have to do when you're freestyling. So in order for you to not have any mental blockages or to feel stuck in a repetitious type of movement, you have to really be present in the moment. So you have to have all your senses open to your surroundings, to yourself. You have to not worry. So anxiety is something that comes from, you worrying about the future. And a lot of times this is based off of perhaps something that's happened to you in the past. So once again, anxiety has nothing to do with living in the present moment. And that's what you need to have in order to even to give an amazing performance. It's really about being in that moment, being so present in that moment. Yeah, you're tapping into memories, but your spirit, the essence of your character, it has to be in that present moment, that very second. So the more you choose to live in the moment when you're performing or when you're dancing, the more unique and the more natural your performance and your movement, your dance is going to be and to look. And that's one of the things that makes dance so captivating to watch. So being present, living in the moment, that is so important. So you can really practice that when you're practicing your freestyle. If you're dancing in front of a mirror or without a mirror, just really focus on being in the moment. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about, how many seconds are left in this song? When is this going to be over with? because the more you think about that, you're not living in the present, and then your mind is going to wander, your body is going to wander, and the quality of your performance is going to decrease. And also how you feel about yourself while you're dancing isn't going to be as good. You're not going to enjoy it as much. So what I have here is some sub-points under that, under being present. 1, create movement that is new and unique. And 2, create movement that is inspired by a style or a movement that you have learned. So like I mentioned in the beginning, everything we do is based off of some type of memory, something that we've learned, whether it's experience or technique, something that's been literally taught to us or subconsciously taught to us. So when you do freestyle, you want to convey something that's unique to you. You may even come up with completely new movement that you have never seen before or that other people haven't seen before, which is absolutely amazing. And you can only come up with that type of stuff when you're actually in the moment. A lot of times it may happen on accident, without you even trying to do that. But once again, this comes from you really being present in the moment. So 1, create movement that is new and unique to you. And 2, create movement that is inspired by a style or movement you have learned. So it's, to me, freestyle is combining both of those elements. You're moving based off of what you've seen before, what you've seen your teachers do, what you've seen your teachers, what they have taught you. And a lot of times, I mean, pretty much every type of dance movement comes from some type of natural movement that we see, like even waving in hip hop. That's why do you think it's called waving? The word wave, it's inspired by waves that you see in water. So a lot of movements you see is even inspired by nature or natural types of movement, organic types of movement that you see in nature, or that you see everyday humans do, the way we talk, the way we use hand gestures when we talk. That's incorporated into dance styles too. And some of the other points I have here, this one is also a big factor. Tap into your emotions and your self-confidence, self-awareness. So when you really want to convey something that's new and unique to you, your life experiences are unique to you. We all go through things that are similar to each other, but no one has quite lived life like you. We all have unique experiences, and that's one of the things that makes us so beautiful. We're all so unique, and it is so important to convey that in your performance, whether it's dance, music, singing, poetry, anything that you're writing or creating. Your ideas are coming from your personal life experience, and this is especially seen when people freestyle, okay? When they actually freestyle properly, when they're living in the moment. If you're not freestyling properly and you get stuck in a loop of repetitious movement because you're either too scared to try something new, or it's just comfortable to you, you're not quite tapping into that. You're not quite tapping into your own personal experience in your life, your own emotions. So while you're dancing and freestyling, really listen to the music or listen to the song that you have on and relate that to your personal life. If it reminds you of a certain experience you've been through, let that come through your body and through your movement. Don't stay too much in your head, right? Because when you're performing, if you get too stuck in your head, especially with dance, because it's a physical body interpretation of music. So if you stay too stuck in your head thinking about what it's reminding you of, your body is also going to get stuck. But I would say when you're listening to it, let those thoughts pass through your mind and pass through your body. So don't let it get stuck or stagnant in your mind, because then it'll get stuck and stagnant in your muscles. So just let it flow through. Really be aware of your own body. Really focus on what it feels like to do a certain type of movement, whether it's slow and fluid or sharp. Really focus on what that feels like in your muscles. Think about the floor. Think about the ground that you're on and how it feels on your feet or in your toes. Focus on what type of movement feels really good and what may feel a little uncomfortable, and how do you make that feel comfortable. Break out of your comfort zone. This is one of the biggest points here, which is hard for all of us to do in every area of our lives. To break out of your comfort zone, it requires you to, once again, be present, really live in the moment, and to really embrace yourself and have confidence in yourself. So don't worry about what someone may think about you if they're watching you, or how it makes you feel about yourself. Really embrace the unknown. I mean, this applies to every area of our lives. We have no idea what's going to happen from one day to the next. With your dancing, you never know if you may come up with a totally different movement in your body that you thought you could never do before. But a lot of it is in your mind. If you keep blockages in your mind and saying that you can't do this certain type of movement because you're just scared, you've never done it before, chances are you can, just give it a shot. You never know until you try. And it may look different, that type of movement may look different on you than another person, because all of our bodies are different, and that's okay. It's going to be unique to your own body. But challenge yourself. Next time you dance or next time you freestyle, like for example, later today in my Zoom class, really challenge yourself to break out of your comfort zone and try something different, and really break that wall that you may have in your own mind that you've decided about yourself, that this is the type of movement I do, this is the type of dance style that I do, and that's that. When you can be doing so much more. Lastly, what I have here, my last point, is focus on the music. So you can freestyle without music. That requires a totally different type of focus that I need to work on myself. I need to work on freestyle in general. I need to work on everything. I'm always a student. But for now, this applies to when you're freestyling with an actual song playing, or instruments, or an instrumental playing, whether no lyrics or with lyrics. Focus on the music. So you never know where it may lead you, but when you focus on listening to the music, it also helps you stay present in the moment without letting your mind wander into what others may think of you, or thinking about random things, or thinking about what you have to do today, later in the day. You know what I mean? All of those things, our mind is always racing a lot of times, especially in times like we're in right now with high stress. So it's much harder to live in the present moment when we have all these outside stressors. But I promise you, if you learn to really open your mind and live in the present moment, it's going to open so many doors for you in dance, in your freestyle, and other areas in your life. But we're focusing on the freestyle aspect of that. So that's what I had to tell you guys today about freestyling. Those are some main key points that I think will really help you with your freestyling. I know it helps me when when I feel like I'm reaching a barrier in my physical abilities or my mental abilities with freestyling and dance. So I'll see you guys later today in my live class. I missed you guys last week. I'm excited for later on today, and love you guys. See you later.